A washed-up movie star fakes his own death by burying himself alive, hoping to orchestrate a bizarre event of resurrection and reclaim his place at the pinnacle of fame. His funeral draws a large crowd of celebrities and internet influencers. On that day, hundreds of banquet tables are set up, and while the expenses are not small, the potential returns are astronomical. The condolence money alone could reach several $1,000,000. During the ceremony, clips from Jack's previous movies are played on the big screen, adding to the somber atmosphere. Meanwhile, Jack himself is far more comfortable, lounging in his star-studded coffin and watching the live broadcast of his own funeral. He's so at ease that he even breaks into a lively dance when he grows tired of watching. The plan seems to be unfolding smoothly. As night falls and the guests depart, Jack eagerly awaits the arrival of his agent, the sole confidant in his scheme. The agent's job is simple: dig Jack up once everyone has left, completing the resurrection charade. However, disaster strikes while the agent is en route to the cemetery. Jack is utterly baffled. With his agent, the only person in on the plan, severely injured and likely hospitalized for months, Jack fears he may actually end up resting in peace forever. Panic-stricken, he frantically searches his contacts for anyone who might be able to help. But Jack overlooks one crucial detail. Everyone had just attended his funeral earlier that day. No matter who he calls, no one believes him. The more even-tempered hang-up, assuming it's a scam, while the more fiery types curse out Jack's entire family on the spot. Left with no other options, Jack decides to call his female assistant, who has confessed her love for him on multiple occasions. Surely she would be the one to turn to. But how could a dead man possibly be calling? At first, the assistant, like most others, assumes it's a hoax. That is, until Jack initiates a video call, nearly giving her a heart attack. Fortunately, she has a strong constitution and, after a brief moment of shock, begins to converse normally with Jack. To convince her, Jack divulges his entire plan. The assistant, however, seems more overjoyed that her beloved is alive than concerned about the details. Jack tells her, "I'm lying in the coffin right now. Bring some tools and come dig me up immediately. If you can save me, we'll get married tomorrow, change our names, and start a new life in another city." Hearing this, the assistant promptly agrees to rush over, reigniting Jack's hope. But instead of his savior, Jack receives news that his assistant has been taken away to a psychiatric hospital. As it turns out, nearby residents had spotted her attempting to dig up a grave and reported her erratic behavior. Dealing with such a deranged woman was a job for the mental institution. Upon learning this, Jack is on the verge of giving up. But then, a glimmer of an idea strikes him. He could call a ride-sharing service online. However, Jack seems to have forgotten one tiny detail. His location is, quite literally, a grave. This synopsis is based on the incredibly captivating film, The End of Glory.